Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a path of Exile tips and guides for farming currencies in Delirium. Yes, this is the new Path of Exile League that will be unlocking a lot of perks with the passive slots, as you can see with the passives, and the new update is here. So to start things off, I'm sure most of us know that in the early stage of the league, people will actually be farming for the chaos recipes. So what I mean by that is in the vendor system, there is the chaos recipe. So if you guys didn't know, so if you collect a whole set of gears for the weapon up to the rings, and if you collect all of those and sell it to the vendor, if you identify those will sell for 1 chaos. If you don't identify those will sell for 2 chaos. So this is a very common knowledge, and most players do farm chaos this way. What I want to share with you guys is that during my farm with the last season with the Metamorph, I came across the second part of the system with a full set of influence items. So a full set of identified influence items sells for 2 Exalted Shard, and an unidentified set of influence items sells for 4 Exalted Shard. Now, depending on the value of the market for the Exalted Shard and also the value for the influence items, we can actually find a lot of free money, a lot of free Exalted Shard, which we can convert into Exalted Orb, or we can convert into Chaos Orb by selling the Exalted Orb. So how do we do this? Let's go through a guide which I made during the season of Metamorph, which should still be very relevant depending on the current market of the Delirium. So I'll be looking to use this method as well. Hopefully you guys can make some spare change and spare currency to kick off your league, and let's get into the guide. What I want to share with you guys today is that you can also sell to the NPC the influence items. What and how do you get influence items? There's 2 ways. One way is you can trade those items on the website. People do sell them for quite cheap of a price. There's a margin between how much you can buy and how much you can sell with the Exalted Shard, which I'll show you guys. So influence items, there are 4 of them. Each time you go into a map, let's say over here, I'm taunted by one of the influence, and after getting taunted, what's going to happen is the units will drop those influence items. Those influence items will have a special animation on the item and a special sign, like a little sign for what it is, on the top of the item as well. Here we can see it is red. I think this is a Crusader. Should be a Crusader, right? I'll double check after. So with those influence items, if they're defined, they will sell for 2 Exalted Shard. If they're not defined, they will sell for 4 Exalted Shard. Let me show you guys over here. So we can go to NPC. We have a whole set ready. And if you sell this whole set, all of a sudden it becomes 4 Exalted Shard. This is about 20% of 1 Exalted Orb. And 1 Exalted Orb currently sells for 190 or 200 Chaos Orb. So what you're looking at is you're looking at close to 35 to 40 Chaos Orb by selling this whole set. And this is much more tailored towards late game, but if you're a new player, what I recommend you to do is you can use the trade system, not to farm those items yourself, but to buy each of the items. I have bought those items, each of the piece of the armor, so those armor, those cost me 1 chaos each, that's 4 chaos. The sword cost me 2 chaos, those are the standard price, I checked, and most of the items do sell for this much. So all of those only cost me 6 chaos. The belt cost me about 1 chaos, so that's 7 chaos. The rings cost anywhere between 4 to 5 chaos, so that's about 8 chaos. And lastly, the amulet costs anywhere from 5 to 10 chaos. I was able to get this one for 6 chaos. So if we count this together, that's 14, and that's about 19. So in together, this whole set cost me 21 chaos to buy. It took me 10 minutes to buy them by speaking to different people, but you do have to remember there is a lot of influence items, and the key here is to be able to buy the whole same set. So I'll show you guys on the website here. So I want to show you guys how to search up those items on the website, and this is the PoE trade I'm using. You can of course use the official one, which is the Path of Exile trading. Both of them works. This one does have a much more better overlay, I find, and it's easier for me to search, but it does have a small delay. So you can see here, if you scroll down on this website, you can see that there is influence items. You only pick one of them as yes, and what you do is you can search for any, but I don't recommend that. I recommend searching for the ring and searching for the amulet, because those are the most expensive one. If you find the ring and amulet cheaper, and then here there is one that sells for 1 chaos, what I can go is I can come back, I can message him, and I can repeat this. If he was willing to sell it, what I do is I'm going to collect the whole set of ring and amulets, I buy the rest of the pieces. notice it has to be the same influence. So every item here is the same influence. And if you look into my stash, I have a whole stash of cheap items which I bought for 1 chaos. And some of the rings and amulets I bought for 2 to 3 chaos. The moment I collect into a whole set of the same influence items, I can sell them for Exalted orb. Sorry, I can sell them for Exalted shards. And let's have a look at the price for Exalted shard. Well, where do we go? So, over here we'll have the price for the Exalted shard. This first player is something I want to highlight with you guys in a special guide. But here, this is a player that's trying to drive down the market price by interacting with the trade system that's boosting the system, trying to lower the price. So ignore anything that's abnormal. Look at the ones that's slightly more normal. What we can see is, usually if you're looking for trade, 10 chaos gets you 1 Exalted shard. So we're looking at 40 chaos. And if we purchase the whole set for 21 chaos, we make anywhere from 10 to 15 chaos of a profit. Then what you can do is you can list your chaos shard like I do over here. You can list it out, you can try to sell it. So overall, this is a great method for players that currently is in a league or in any stage of the game that compares the price of the system, that likes to do a bit of searching and that likes to profit from the market difference. The downside is, yes, there's a limited supply, so I recommend getting the rings first and amulet, then go for the rest of the sets. Because if you get the rest of the set, you still have to buy the rings, which can be costly, anywhere from 5 to 6 chaos, and amulet goes to 6 to 10 chaos. So get those cheap first, then complete the set, get your chaos shards, sell them, and repeat. I have managed to get 1 Exalted orb with the chaos shard as well. So that's a cheap way to make the profit, especially for players that can't get to the late game. And if you can't get to the late game, then this way you save enough chaos shards or save enough chaos to get to the late game with a good set of items. So hopefully you guys find this enjoyable and hopefully you guys find this helpful. And what I'll do next time is I might touch on a different guide with regards to incubators. I'll be trying incubators out for the stack deck, and those stack deck do sell for about 5 chaos each on the right time. So we can look towards that next time. Let me know what you guys are interested. This is definitely starting more advanced towards late game. We'll have more beginners guide as well every day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.